And if you're new to the channel, this video might be hard for you to understand, and how, the importance of it. Okay, like I said, you might not grasp the magnitude of what I'm showing. um, but if you're new to the channel, I would recommend you go watch the live section of this channel. That's where all my recent videos are. So watch the last 1 year of my live streams to get caught up with my two predictions. And what are my two predictions? That on June 11th, there's going to be some type of spectacular event, okay, where I believe that they're going to destroy a part of Washington State on June 11th. So you must get out of Washington State before June 11th. And who are they destroying it for? It's literally for Elvis and his image, who is Trump. Elvis is the biblical beast out of the sea, okay? Everything they're doing is for him. He is Satan. And Trump is the image of Satan. And Trump gets his head wound on August 4th in Ohio. Those are my two predictions. Okay, now, what is this June 11th event? It is literally the biblical beast out of the sea event, because Elvis is the phoenix rising. He is the kraken. He is the sea goat. He is the beast out of the sea. Okay, like I said, he's the phoenix rising, and that's what's going to happen. He's rising from the ashes of Washington State. Okay, and so get out of Washington State before June 11th. And it says the biblical beast, one of its heads gets a head wound. One of the heads of the beast out of the sea. One of its heads has a head wound that the world wonders after, because it was a deadly head wound that was healed. And what better beast to get a head wound than the beast that compares himself to Elvis, which is Trump. Trump compares himself to Elvis, okay? And that's why on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound. These two events are connected to each other, okay? Now, in this video, like I said, your birthday and your death day are the two most important things. And I'll tell you why. Because when you're born, you're coming into this world. God gave you life, and in the end, on your death, okay, you're gonna go somewhere. Okay, just like you came in through a portal, you're going out a portal. But when you leave this world, you're either going to be with God or without God. Okay, so there's your um, understanding. So the birth and death is super important. So, and if you've been watching my videos, you know how important all these dates are, that Elvis was born, Trump was born, and Obama, because they are the unholy Godhead, which I've been saying, for 6-7 years now, about Elvis, Trump, and Obama. And but Elvis and Trump are the two important pieces of the puzzle. Everybody else is just another piece of the puzzle. Okay. Now, so remember, birth and death is what we're talking about here. Okay. Now watch this. Let me show you some stuff here. All right. All right. So get ready. Okay. So now listen. This first part is really not that much to do with the video. It's just helping you understand how incredible everything is. Okay, so my two predictions are June 11th, Washington State gets struck. August 4th, Trump gets his head wound. Now watch how they all come together like a perfect circle. Watch. June 11th on our calendar would be 529 on the old calendar we used to be on, which is the Julian calendar. So 611 would be 529. And 529 is JFK's birthday. And 529's reverse date is August 4th on the calendar. And I'll explain that in a minute. But 529's reverse date is August 4th, and that's when Trump gets his head wound. And 529 is JFK's birthday. So his backwards birth date is August 4th when Trump gets his head wound. And August 4th on our calendar, the Gregorian calendar, would be 722 on the Julian calendar we used to be on. And 722 is the reverse date of 611. You see how it's a perfect circle, these two events, okay? Now, let me just real quick. I know that first part, it was just just a quick thing before I get into what's really about the video. So like I said, the uh, what is the reverse date? A reverse date is whatever amount of days is left on whatever date you pick. Like, let's say you picked JFK's birthday is 5/29. That's the 149th day of the year, which leaves 216 days in the year. So you go look up what the 216th day of the year is August 4th. So that's why 5/29's reverse date is August 4th. That's all. So, when you understand what I'm talking about with reverse date. And Julian calendar, Gregorian calendars, it's just that there's like a 13-day difference in the dates, okay, between Gregorian and Julian. So, okay, now let's get into what the video is really about. It's, like I said, where it's about birthdays and where are these people born, okay? This is something I showed years ago, okay? Over the years, I've been showing it every year, this particular thing, and every year it gets more relevant, okay? So watch. So remember, Gregorian calendar, the 611, which is what we're on, the Gregorian. In the Julian calendar, it'd be 5/29, and 5/29 is JFK's birthday. And it just so happens JFK's birthplace is the 6th state where he's born, and Trump's birthplace is New York, which is the 11th state. So there's your 611 connecting to, what I just showed here, because 611 is 5/29. JFK's birthday is 5/29. The guy will get the head wound. You see what I'm saying? It even connects to 611. And what is 6 plus 11? It's 17. And wherever I told you guys that Trump is going to get his head wound, in Ohio, the 17th state. I told you because everything has to connect to each other. The 611 has to connect to the 84. That's why you're seeing you'll see how it all connects. Remember, 5/29's reverse date, the reverse date is August 4th. 5/29's reverse date is August 4th. And 611 on the Gregorian calendar is 5/29. And I just showed you that they're born in the 6th state and the 11th state, JFK and Trump. Trump's the one who's going to get the head wound on the reverse date of JFK's birthday, August 4th, in Ohio, the 17th state. 6 plus 11 is 17. Okay? Now, so far, are you guys getting that so far? Before I move on, are you guys getting that so far? Before I keep going, are you guys getting that? Is there anyone who's not understanding this so far? Okay, now, what I'm about to show you in this video, I want you to use your brain for a minute. What is the chance? Just ask yourself that. What is the chance that these line up the way they do when I show it to you, okay? But this, at the first, first few things I show, like right here, it's not as important as what I'm going to show. I'm getting this out of the way first, okay? So do not tune out because it's going to be incredible the rest of the video, okay? Now, so if they number the states, obviously for a reason, I mean, numbers are important. So they're numbering the states, and when they give these names to them, it must mean something, okay? Pay attention. So, like I said, this first part is not that incredible, but get ready when you see the rest of it. So remember I was showing you that Trump is born in New York, the 11th state. JFK is born in Massachusetts, the 6th state, and you had the 611 connection and the 17, okay, which Ohio's the 17th state. Now, what is the reverse? I mean, not reverse. What is the state numbers alphabetically? Remember, they give them names. Okay, so I'm just asking you to think. This is something I show every year, the alphabetical. Okay, but it becomes so much more relevant right now. Wait till you see it. So 6 and 11 is where Trump is born in JFK, connecting to Ohio being the 17th state, plus the 611 is in there because they're all connected. Now, the reverse state number alphabetically is the 32nd state alphabetically, New York, and 21st state for Massachusetts, where JFK was born. And Trump in New York does alphabetically. Okay, so it's 17 and 53. Now watch this. Remember, this is just not the great stuff yet. Let me just show you this. So what is 1753? The 273rd prime number is 1753. And if you add the prime number to the sequence number, the 273rd is 1753. It adds up to 2026. So you have a 2026 connection with this equation right here of their birthplaces of JFK and Trump, 1753. Okay. Now, remember, Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio. Ohio is the 17th state. Alphabetically, it's the 35th state, Ohio. And remember, I was showing you that it's 1753. It's just the same numbers, but backwards. 1735 is the same as 17th state. Alphabetically, it's the 35th state. Okay? And why is 1735 so important? Because look at this. The 1735th prime number is 14813. If you add the prime number, the sequence number to the prime number, you get 16548. What is 16548? It looks like 84, and June 14th is the 165th day of the year. That's Trump's birthday. And you know, Trump's birthday, 6 times 14 is 84. So what I'm trying to show you is that it has the 16548 with the 1735, the 1735th prime number. When you add the sequence number, it becomes 16548, and you have that connection 1658448. Same thing, but Ohio's the 17th state. Alphabetically, it's the 35th state. Okay, like I said, it's going to get way better. Just hold your horses. This is just me getting out the stuff that's not so important. So where does Trump currently live? He lives in the 27th state, Florida. Florida is the 27th state. Alphabetically, it's the 9th state. 27 plus 9 equals 36. Okay, see that 36? Yeah. I forgot all about that. I'm so ridiculous. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that to my attention. I forgot to mention this about the 1753. Yeah, about the 1753. Hold on. Now I got to go back because I completely forgot. The 1753 is very important because you know what happened that year? That is, and remember, 1735 is almost like 1753, and Ohio's alphabetically 35th state. So it's 1735, 1753. And I told you Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio. But look, 1753 is when George Washington became a master mason on August 4th, 1753. Okay? I completely forgot about that. I'm glad somebody in the chat mentioned 1753. Yeah, I completely forgot it, you know. Hold on, what are you writing? Give me 1 second here before I keep going. Wait. What are you talking about? No, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So that 1753 connects to August 4th. Okay? So I forgot about that. Somebody mentioned 1753 and said Washington, and then it hit me. I was like, wait a minute. I forgot to mention that he became a master mason that day. Okay, now, So anyway, Florida, like I told you, is the 27th state. Alphabetically, it's the 9th state. 27 plus 9 is 36. And the 36 is the 666 connection, right? 1 through 36, if you add it up, is 666. Like I said, just wait. It gets way better, the info. So where's Trump's birthplace? New York. Where does he currently live? Florida. Where is he going to get his head wound? Ohio. If you add it up, you get 55. Satan equals 55. Okay? Are you looking at that? Okay? Trump lives in Florida. Where was JFK killed? In Texas. 28 plus 27 is 55. Do you see it? Satan equals 55. Trump lives in Florida. JFK killed in Texas. 28 state and 27 state is 55. Are you looking? Now, before I show you this next thing, listen. How is Trump the 44th and 45th president? I'm not going to explain the whole reason, but it had to do with Grover Cleveland, how he skipped the presidency just like Trump, how he skipped the presidency. He didn't do it consecutively, right? Anyway, and Cleveland is the 216 area code in Ohio, and August 4th is the 216th day of the year. That's the president that caused the discrepancy. So Trump is the 44th person to become president, 45th president to take office. 44th person, 45th president. So Trump is the 44, 45. That's why Obama, who was the 44th president, had to be born on August 4th. Because August 4th had to connect to the 44, and that's why Trump had to be the 44th person. So it's all connected, and that's why he was elected in 2016. Trump, Obama hands it over to him, and he became president in 2017. 216, 217, 2016, 2017. That's August 4th. August 4th is 216th day, leap year 217. Do you understand? So Trump is the 44, 45 also. Not just Obama being 44, but Trump is the 44th person, 45th president. So it connects to both, all right? Now, so like I said, it has to have a connection to everything. Florida, where Trump lives, is the 27th state. Ohio is the 17th state. 27 plus 17 is 44. So the 44 connection to the 45th president. Do you understand? Now, if you think these are coincidences, this 44, 45 stuff, pay attention. And not that this place really connects to this, but watch. What's with this alphabetical stuff? Utah is the 45th state. Why does it have to be the 44th alphabetically? The state number. You get what I'm trying to say? And by the way, folks, Utah equals the word June in gematria. And Trump was born in June. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, why does the 45th state have to be the 44th alphabetically? You know? Yeah, and that's where supposedly Kirk was shot, right? Charlie Kirk. And look at this. Wyoming is the 44th state, and it's the 50th alphabetically. 4, 4, 4, 5 with the crown portal. You see? 4, 4, 5 with a crown. Do you get what I'm saying? Like everything has to deal with the 44, 45. That's all I'm trying to show here, okay, with this. Like, what is the chance? You know what I mean? Okay? The connections. All right. Now the good stuff is coming. Get ready. Get ready for the good stuff. Okay? Give me a second. Yeah, get ready. Someone was saying the 55th NFL draft pick was number 17. Good one. See? Ohio's the 17th state, right? And by the way, the 17 connects to Trump with JFK because Trump was born 17 years before JFK was born. Q connects to the 17, and JFK's burial site looks like a Q, and he's born in the 45th plot number or lot number 45. He's buried at. So it's a lot of connections, okay? And how many days in between JFK's birthday and June 14th, Trump's birthday? 17 days when you add the day. You see what I'm talking about? It's all connected, okay? And from JFK to Reagan, who was attempted assassination, was 17 years, okay? So it's all connected, all right? Now, here we go, folks. Here's the good stuff. Get ready. You put your spiritual ears, open your spiritual ears and your eyes. Here we go. So, look. So the state number where Trump was born is in New York. The state number where supposedly Obama's born, because remember, Obama's born on August 4th. Okay? So Trump is birthplace, Obama's birthplace, supposedly, right? New York and Hawaii. It's the 11th state and the 50th state. And alphabetically, it's the 32nd state and 11th state. And look at the numbers. 6, 1, 4, 3. I told you the 3 is a crown. It looks like a W, just like Washington. Washington is the crown, the W. So you have the W on top of 614. See it? 6, 1, 4. Are you understanding? And you remember that 6 times 14 equals 84. Okay? 6 times 14 equals 84. Okay? And anyway, like I said, Obama's supposedly born in Hawaii. All right? Are you guys getting that part right there before I move on? Can you guys thumb up the video? Make sure you thumb up the video. Are you guys getting this part? For the people who don't know that the 3 is the ultimate crown and the O is the crowning portal. It's the head that's going through the portal, the womb. All right, so are you understanding this so far? Okay, let's keep going. So, and remember, I told you that the reverse date of August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound, is JFK's birthday, 5/29, because 5/29 is the 149th day of the year. August 4th, 216th day. That makes 365 days, makes 1 year. Okay, that's how you know the reverse date. Okay, so the reverse date of Trump's head wound, August 4th, is 5/29. Okay, so everything's connected, like I said. Now, where was JFK, his birthplace? Remember, this is his birthday, connecting to August 4th. Birth day, August 4th, 216th day. Where was JFK born? Massachusetts, the 6th state. Alphabetically is the 21st state. Do you understand? August 4th is the 216th day of the year. 216. 216. Are you getting it? Okay? Are you getting that? And by the way, from the date 6/21, which is Prince William's birthday, from 6/21 to August 4th is 45 days. And Trump's the 45th president. Are you listening? From 6/21, I didn't even write this down. I'm just telling you from memory. From 6/21 to August 4th is 45 days when you add the day. 44 if you don't. Do you see how perfect that is? From 6/21. Either way, it matches perfect. 6/21 or 216. Okay? Now, if you think these are coincidences, how about the fact that when Trump was 21 years old, how old was Obama that year? He was 6. 21, 6. See it? In 1967 and 67, and you know the 19th prime is 67, and 67 equals the name Elvis, okay? Which also equals water, which equals reset, because God reset the earth with water. Elvis is the reset, okay? But anyway, you see that? the Trump's age. You understand? Now, remember that the Massachusetts, where JFK was born, is the 21st alphabetically. The sixth state, Massachusetts, is the 21st state alphabetically. Look, what is Obama? Obama's born on August 4th, right? The 216th day. He was the senator. That's where he became famous, this Obama, in Illinois. Illinois is the 21st state. See the 21? It's the reverse of Massachusetts, right? And reverse, it's reverse, and I mean not reverse, alphabetically the state number is 13. So 2113 or 1321. Prime number 216th prime is 1321. Come on, man. Come on. Are you seeing it? Come on. Do you see it? Folks, do you see it? Are you understanding what I'm showing? Are you guys getting this one? Or do I have to yell at you people? Are you seeing that? Okay, now back to this. Oh, notice, look at the numbers. 2113. 2113, right? The numbers. 2113. Look at this. Remember Trump, he's born in New York. Obama supposedly born in Hawaii. The reversed numbers. The state number I keep saying reverse. State number alphabetically is 32 and 11. Look at those numbers. It's the same numbers. 1321. 1321. You see it? 1321. 1321. Same numbers. And even this way, it's 1321. This way, that way. Yeah. Are you getting that? Okay. I know this is not as good as the other connection, but it's still it's right there in the numbers again. Okay. Now, just keep paying attention. Yeah, that's right. I should have multiplied all that. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah. But anyway, so check it out. JFK was killed in Texas. Trump's going to be pronounced dead in Ohio, but he's going to come back to life. So JFK's kill state was Texas. Trump's death head wound place is in Ohio, the 17th state. 28 plus 17 is 45. Are you getting that? Right? This is all things I've shown in the past, folks. I'm just showing it to you again with a few added things. Everything I've shown, this is like years ago. All right? So JFK's death place was the 28th state. Trump's Ohio head wound is in the 17th state, makes 45. Okay? Now, is it just a coincidence that the year JFK was killed in 1963, JFK was killed in 1963, that Elvis was 28 and Trump is 17? 28th state was Texas, where JFK was taken out, and Ohio's the 17th state where Trump's going to get his head wound. Are you looking at that? And then Obama, you add the Obama, the 2 years, he was 2 years old, you get 47. So Trump is the 45, 47. Do you see? Are you getting what I'm saying? So it has to be on August 4th, and Trump is the 47th president. People, are you understanding what I'm showing you, man? Are you getting it? He's born on August 4th. That's why. Yes, Exactly. And guess how old Obama was the day Kennedy was killed? 840 days old. Exactly. I've shown all of this. Obama was 840 days old the day JFK was killed. Are you understanding it, people? Are you guys getting that? Just to prove to the people, if they don't understand, how incredible that is. This is something I've shown 100 times over. And all these Johnny come latelys, you just get on my last nerves, man. Trying to take credit for something they didn't come up with. Look, folks. Just to prove to you, I don't have to do this, but I'm going to show it to you. Look at this. So from the day Obama was born, August 4th, 1961, to the day JFK was killed, up to that day, not including the day, is 840 days. If you include the day, it was 841, which I don't have to explain what it's all about, but it's 840 days up to that day. Okay? And look, it has the same numbers. 2, 8, 1, 7. 28th state was Texas, 17th state was Ohio. But forget about that. It's 840 days. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Because look, Texas is the 28th state, Ohio's the 17th state, adds up to 45, where JFK died and where Trump's going to get his head wound. And that's the age, the year that JFK was killed. That's their ages, 28 and 17, Elvis and Trump. And you add Obama, who's born on August 4th, add the 2 years old he was, makes 47. And Trump, who's the 47th president, has to get his head wound on 8/4. And Obama was born 840 days. And Obama was 840 days old that day that JFK was taken out. You can't make this stuff up, man. Okay? This is supernatural. Do you understand? Now, so remember, I showed this earlier. The connections. So JFK's head wound, JFK's head wound happened in the 28th state, and JFK's birthplace was the 6th state. Trump's was the 17th state. He's going to get his head wound in Ohio, and he was born in the 11th state. See that? 28, 17 is 45. 6 and 11 is 17, and Trump's going to get his head wound in the 17th state, which is Ohio. Because it has to connect to 45 also, because Trump is the 45 and 47. And that's why with Obama, the 8/4 connection, you get the 47 because he was 2 years old. Do you see how perfect this is, man? Man, you can't even make this stuff up. It's crazy, man. Crazy. And all right, but before I get to the next part, let me just say this. Let me just say this. So you guys know that Elvis had an identical twin that was sacrificed at birth or died at birth or said to be dead. Nobody knows. But they say Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. And that's why the Twin Towers fell. If you've watched my videos, you understand what I'm saying. But in the womb, what do the babies look like? It's supposed to be like a 6 and a 9, a 69 in the womb. Okay? So 6-9 or 9-6, because the 6s turn into 9s every time they go around. Right? 6 is 9, 9 is 6, right? So whenever you see 9-6, think of the circle. Okay? Think of the womb, not the womb, the circle, the crown, okay? So let's look at this. So Trump's birthplace JFK's birthplace, JFK's death place. The state numbers alphabetically are on this side. This is the state numbers. This is the alphabetical. Okay? Add them up. What are you going to get? Look at this. 45 and 96. By the way, this is different than what I just showed here. Look. This is JFK 28 and 17. See it? JFK 28 state. Trump's going to get his head in the 17th state, right? The death places. 28 state and 17th state, right? That's 45. Here, I'm adding Trump's birthplace, JFK's birthplace, and JFK's death place. Adds up to 45. And alphabetically, it's 96. Remember what I told you about the 96? 69 is a 0. Is like an O, a 0, a crown. That's what you're saying. 4596 is like 4569. Same thing, like an O. That's why 450, August 4th is the 216th day of the year. 450 with 216 equals 666. Do you understand? 450 plus 216 is 666. That's why what you're seeing here is the 450, and then you're getting his fourth head wound, which is the 216th day of the year, makes 666. You understand? Okay? Did you guys get that? And of course, Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. You know what I'm saying? Because Elvis is the actual devil. Trump is the image of the devil. You know what I'm saying? Did you guys get that? Did anyone not get what I just showed? Did everyone get that? Okay. Just wait. It gets even better. If you thought what I just showed you is good, just keep watching. Anyone who got in late, you got to watch from the beginning. And make sure you thumb up this video, okay? Make sure you thumb up the video and make sure you comment after the video is loaded. Okay, get ready, folks. By the way, the 28th prime number is 17. I mean, the 28th prime number is 107, if I'm not mistaken. That has a... Because remember, I told you he got shot in the 28th state, JFK. And 107 is like 17 with a crown. And I told you Trump's going to get his head one in the 17th state. So the 28th prime is 107. So it even connects to that even, you know, with the 17. If you take the 0 and put it, you know what I'm saying? It's the 17 and the 0. 28th prime is 107. Anyway, so let's keep going. Here we go. Get ready. Get ready to have your mind blown. So remember, JFK was killed in Texas, the 28th state, okay? And, oh, you know what? Before I keep going there, you know, I've shown this many times before. Do you know that he was killed? Listen to this. Watch this. Look, this is something I've shown years ago. What was the original area code in Texas? Oh, same thing. What was the original area code in Dallas, Texas?
The original area code for Dallas, Texas was 214.
214.
It was a
14 is? It's the 45th day of the year. Are you understanding how this? All these things I've shown in the past. And you know what 214 is? 214? That's JD Vance's birthday, the 214th day of the year. Are you understanding? Which I've shown already if you've been watching my videos. And 214, yes, it's like 21 times 4, you know, if you do it. Like the date 421, 421 is equals 84. But 214, all right? You see, and 2 times 14 is 28. So either way, you know what I mean, it comes out. 2 times 14 is 28, or 4 times 21, or 21 times 4 is 84. You see what I'm talking about? If you're watching my JD Vance videos, you know what I'm talking about right here. Yeah, JD born on the 214th day of the year, August 2nd, 8-2. 28 backwards is 82. You get what I'm saying? See how it all connects? Because it was a 28 state, the original area code was 214, 214 days, JD's birthday, 8-2, looks like 28. All right, back to what we were doing. I'm about ready to lose it, man. Hold on. Yeah, enough is right. Yeah, here we go. So JFK killed in Texas, right? The 28th state. Get ready. Get ready, folks. Listen. So remember, Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio, the 17th state. And Trump was born in New York. So you count where his birthplace is and where his head wound is going to be. That adds up to 28. 17 and 11. Right? 28. That's where Dallas, Texas. Right? Where Texas is the 28th state where JFK was killed. Okay? 1711. Are you ready for this? What year was Obama born? 1961. What is the 1961st prime number? 17011. You see that? You can't even make this up, man. Look! Ohio is the 17th state, New York's the 11th state, and you have a crown in the middle. It's the bridge to the next one. Do you understand? It's showing you. Are you understanding what I'm showing you? Okay? 1711. Is this not enough for you people? Are you understanding what I'm showing you? Okay, now, what year are we in? What year are we in? 2026. What is the prime numbers for 20 and 26? 71 and 101. Look at the number, will you? It's the same numbers, but just one of it's switched. It's the same numbers. It's 17011. 17011. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it, people? You can't, I don't know what else to tell you. If this is not enough for you guys to understand how crazy this is, that, Ohio is the 7th, that's where Trump is going to get his head wound, and New York is the 11th state where he was born. Come on, man. That you can't. If this doesn't prove it, this video, nothing will. Okay? Now let's keep going. Let's keep going. Where was Obama born? In Hawaii, supposedly. Where was JFK born? In Massachusetts. Where did he get his head wound? In Texas. Add it up, you get 84. And Obama was born on 8/4. Are you seeing it, people? Are you seeing it? Come on, man. Why do you think they have only 50 states, people? They knew that was what the key was to all of it. You know what I mean? Look at it. Look at it. Texas is where he died, where he was born, and Hawaii, where Obama was supposedly born. And remember, Trump's birthplace and Obama's birthplace is the 61. Because Obama's born on 8/4/61, right? So Trump's birthplace and Obama's birthplace adds up to 61. Obama's birthplace with JFK's birthplace and his head moon is 84. Get it? 8/4/61. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because we're using Obama as the key piece of the puzzle here. You know what I mean? With Trump. Okay? 8461. He's born on 8461. All right? Now, JFK's birthplace. JFK's birthplace is the 6th state, Massachusetts. JFK's death place is Texas, the 28th state. And I told you, Elvis was 28 years old the year that JFK died, was killed. Elvis was 28 years old, and he died in the 28th state. Massachusetts is the 6th state, 6 and 28. What is the 6 and 28? Look at this. How many days and months in between Elvis's birthday and the day Trump gets his head wound on August 4th? So between Elvis's birthday and August 4th is 6 months, 28 days when you add the day. And you know who was born on 6/28? That idiot Elon Musk. You know, he's born on 6/28. And he was born in 71. There's that 1771 connection. You know. See it? Did you guys get that? JFK's birthplace and his death place? 6/28. Look at that. I mean, can you get any more perfect than that? Come on. You can't. It's too perfect. All right. Let's keep going. Keep going. All right, folks, listen. Make sure you thumb up the video. And if you came in late, you got to watch from the beginning. You got to watch every second of this video. It gets better as it goes. Doesn't get worse. It gets better. Okay? So make sure. That's why I put the not so important stuff at the very beginning. All right. So you know Elvis, he was born in the 16th state. I mean, Elvis was born in the 20th state, Mississippi, and he died in Tennessee, the 16th state. Okay? And alphabetically, it's the 42nd state and the 24th state. And you add them up, you get 3666. And that's the 3 is the crown on the 666. Do you see it? And you know that 36 is the 666 anyway. But do you see it? Okay? And you know Elvis died in Tennessee. And look, its reverse date is 42. I mean, reverse date. I keep saying reverse. Not reverse. The state number alphabetically is 42, which is Washington. Washington's the 42nd state, you know? So he goes from Tennessee to Washington. That's why he had to go to Tennessee, but also because of the numbers. I'll explain that in a minute. You'll see it in a moment, what that's about. Right now, we're just going to move on. So you got the 666, right? You guys get that, right? And that's his birthplace is Mississippi and his death place is Tennessee, Elvis. Now, Washington is the 42nd state. Alphabetically, it's the 47th state. I'm sure that's just a coincidence that in between Elvis's birthday and 6/11 is 155 days. And what is the 155? First of all, look, 155 is the first number when written out that equals 216. Did you hear me? The first number when written out in gematria, when you write out the numbers like a check, 155 equals 216. And you know Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. So 155 days in between Elvis's birthday and 6/11. 155 equals 216. And because everything has to connect to each other. Look, Elvis's birthday to 6/11, 155 days is 42.47% of a year. 42.47% of a year. Look at that. 42.47. You see that? 42.47. And what is 42.47? Is 6/11, right? Just like 45.47 is 9/11. Who is the 45.47? It's Trump. Look, 42.47 is 6/11. I'm just saying, are these coincidences? You know, are these just coincidences? Come on, man. All right. And you remember I told you that in between, you know, I told you they had a Space Needle prank, April Fool's prank. That in 1989 they said that the Space Needle collapsed. They did breaking news. Space Needle collapsed. And there was nothing funny. It was supposed to be an April Fool's prank. Everyone freaked out. The people in Seattle. When Seattle did the April Fool's prank of the needle falling down, were people worried that it was a real story?
On April 1st, 1989, the Seattle comedy show Almost Live aired a fake news report about the Space Needle collapsing, causing panic. Viewers called 911 in the Space Needle, with over 700 calls, even though there were warnings on screen.
So people believed it was real. I'm telling you, folks, when you look at it, there was no comedy whatsoever. What would be the point of them doing that? And 9/11 is 6/11, by the way. You know, the 9/11 in the East Coast is 6/11 in the West Coast. The time, 9/11 is 6/11, which I mentioned years ago. You understand? 9/11 is 6/11. Now watch this. So that was on April 1st, 1989. What, from Elvis's death, okay, from Elvis's death to the day that Space Needle prank happened, look at this. I want you to see it for yourself. That way you know I'm not making stuff up, okay? So from Elvis's death, August 16th, 1977, to the Space Needle prank that the Space Needle fell, 1989, April Fool's prank. 4,247 days exactly. Look at that. And you know, you do have some numbers in there. But look, 4247. I told you Washington reverse date. I mean, not reverse, it's alphabetically is 47. So from Elvis's birthday to 6/11, 42.47 year, which is 105 days, but 42.47%. Washington is the 42nd state, alphabetically 47. From Elvis's death to Space Needle prank in 42 days. Let's see. Wait, I know. Let me. Hold. All right, let me tell me right now, what was the last thing that I said? for the people watching this on a replay, understand that my phone was glitching. So tell me what the last thing is that you guys saw. Tell me. Tell me what the last thing was that information-wise that you saw. Because I have to just redo it from that point. Okay? Tell me what you what was the last information that was, I'm saying, the 4247 with the amount of days. Is that what you're talking about? The amount of days, the days connection with April Fools 4247. Okay, let me go back to that real quick. All right, just give me a second, people. One more time. So in between Elvis's death, 1977, August 16th, to the April Fool's prank of the Space Needle falling in 1989, it was 4,247 days, okay? And I told you guys that 4247 is like 611. 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 7 is 11. And in between in between Elvis's birthday and 611 is 155 days. 155 days is 42.47% of a year. And Washington is the 42nd state. Elvis died at the age of 42. And the state number alphabetically for Washington is 47. So you have 4247 all over the place. Okay? And connecting to the Space Needle prank. And remember, I told you that 4247 is like 611 and Trump is 4547, right? Which is 911. 4 plus 5 is 9. And so let's go to, from the Space Needle prank, let's go to 911. Give me a second. I can't see what I'm doing from the, hold on. I'm about ready to lose it. I can't see through the phone. I have to put it down. So now I'm going to go from the Space Needle prank 1989 to 9/11. Look what happens. Look at that. 4547. See it? So from April Fool's prank to 9/11 is 4547. And remember, the other one was from Elvis's death to the Space Needle prank was 4247. Okay? Do you see it now? Okay, how it all connects? You think that's a coincidence? You're crazy. Absolute insanity. Okay? Now, let me get to the next thing here. Give me a second here. Yeah, I know all about the EL connection with with those numbers. I know. I appreciate the comments. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go to the next thing. So remember that let's try to do because I told you that Tennessee, where Elvis died, is the 16th state, and alphabetically is 42. So it already has the 42 connection because Washington is the 42nd state. Elvis died at 42 also. But Tennessee is the 16th state, alphabetically 42. So Tennessee already has a connection. What does Mississippi have with Washington? Let's figure that one out. Because, look, let's figure this out. So Mississippi is the 20th state where Elvis was born, and alphabetically is 24. Mississippi. Washington's 42, alphabetically is 47. Okay. So when you add it up, what do you get? First of all, 20 plus 24 is 44. So you have a 44 kill number there. But I'll explain those numbers in a minute. But look at this. Add it up. It's 6271. 6271. You ready for this? Look at this. The 816th prime is 6271. And when did Elvis die? 816. See that? See? 6271 for Mississippi and Washington, alpha, everything. I'm just saying, what is the chances of all this? And look at those numbers. 1726 backwards. Look at this. God equals 2617. And August 4th is the 217th day of the year. Same numbers, 2167. See it? 2167. It's the same numbers. 6271. 1726. 1726. August 16th is when Elvis died. 816th prime is 6271. 6271. See it? Okay. Did you guys understand that? Before I go to the next thing, did you guys understand that? Yeah. Yeah, I know all about the 37 and 73 being the EL. Yes. Thank you for putting it in the comments section. I'm just saying it that way people know that I'm seeing the comments. I just can't name everything in the video. You have to watch my videos. And yes, I know my chair is still squeaking. I keep forgetting to get that WD-40. Yeah, everybody, yes, you got to get out of Washington State before June 11th. Okay, now let's keep going here. So remember, Mississippi is the 20th state, and alphabetically is the 24th state where Elvis was born. The 20th state, Mississippi. Its alphabetical number is 24, the state, and Washington's 42 and 47 alphabetically. You add it up, it's 8944. 89 and 44. All right, first of all, before I go to the next thing, I just remembered something. Am I mistaken or something? Hold on. Square root. What's this? What is the square root of 4489? Let me see if that's what it was. Well, first of all, the square root of 4489 is 67. Elvis equals 67. Literally exactly. The square root of 4489 is 67. Huh. All right. Hold on. What was the... Okay. So the square root of 2016, which is when Obama and Trump handed each other over, to when Obama handed over to Trump, is the first four numbers is 44.89. So that's a connection right there to the 2016. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you got everything right there. The 44, the 844. There's a lot of connections there. But anyway, let me just show this again. So what I was showing was the birthplace of Elvis and the state number alphabetically is 44. Washington State, where this June 11th event's going to be, is the 42nd state. Elvis died at 42. And state alphabetically, Washington is 89. 8944. Space Needle equals 8944. And what's in between the 89 and 44 is the 45, because I told you everything's about the 44, 45. Trump is the 44th person, 45th president. Obama's the 44th president, but he's the 43rd person. But 44th president is born on August 4th. Everything's about the 44, 45. And of course, the word space needle, we're Seattle Space Needle, right? Space needle equals fallen angel. Everything's exactly the same because Elvis is the fallen angel. He is the one, okay? You know what? Look, folks, I could have done a bunch of other stuff with these numbers. I'm trying to make it as short as possible, but you understand, every time you see something like, oh, let me just add this. So that's why there are probably things I forgot to put in, like I should have checked some more prime numbers with every single number that I'm showing. Do you get what I'm saying? It'll drive you nuts. Okay? Let me just finish with this. Okay, first let me tell you this. You know that when Elvis died on August 16th, 1977, a horse that same year, because horse racing is known as the sport of kings, right? Elvis is known as the king. Horse racing is the sport of kings. Martin Luther King died in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. And Seattle's in King County. It's all connected, all of this, right? And anyway, the year that Elvis died in horse racing, the sport of kings, Elvis died on August 16th, 1977. On June 11th, 1977, a horse called Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. Think about it, man. The horse is called Seattle Slew. They're going to slew Seattle, they're saying. But really, I believe that it's going to be much more than Seattle. It's going to be all of that west side. So Seattle, they're just probably going to call ground zero. Seattle's just probably going to be called ground zero. Do you get what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. All right. But so in horse racing, that horse, Seattle Slew, because slew means to violently kill. It's the past tense of the word slay, because they're going to slay Seattle. Get it? So on June 11th, he won that, the year Elvis died, and horse racing. It was called Triple Crown. Triple Crown that he won. Do you know how many, and you know what the crown is, right? I told you the letter O is a crown, or the WWW. Get it? World War III, WWW. The 3 looks like a W. Get it? So WWW is 333. That's why you're seeing the 333 in some of the news stories, for the people who are wondering what the 333 is about. And Elvis, he's in the 333 mark of how many years he's been born. From the day he was born, he's at 33,300 something right now. So I'm not sure. I think it's going to be 334 something on June 11th. But right now, I'm saying, if you're wondering why the 333 is in there. But anyway, everything's about the Triple Crown, right? So, and I told you the O is a crown, just like the W is a crown. World War III, WWW is 333. Or the O is also a crown, 000, or OOO, triple O. Okay? And how many states are there in America with the letter O? Like, okay, I'm just asking you. So you think this is a coincidence too? That it's OOO? Ohio, Oklahoma, and Oregon? Come on. The forward numbers, I could show you something here, but it's kind of complicated. But look at this. 35, look at this. Backwards, the Ohio's, not backwards, alphabetically. Alphabetically, this is the alphabetical order for these states. This is the state number. Alphabetically, it's 35, 36, and 37, which equals 108. And when was Elvis born? 10835. 1835, Elvis is born. 35, 36, 37 equals 108. 37 is the EL. 3 and 7 looks like the letters EL, which means God in Hebrew. That's why Elvis EL, and the VI in his name, Elvis, is the Roman numeral 6. VI and S means more than one, which means EL, God of sixes, okay? But anyway, so it's 108. That's all I was trying to show here, okay? It's Elvis's birthday. The reverse, not reverse, but the alphabetical, the states. But the triple crown, see it? That's what I'm showing here, triple crown. All right? Now, before I get to the last part of this thing, I want to show you this. So you know that, listen to what they say. Yeah, somebody's saying that the Seattle Supersonics, they became the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Now, aren't they going back? They're going back to becoming Seattle Supersonics, right, or something? What was Elvis's favorite vacation place? Listen.
Elvis Presley loved to vacation in Hawaii.
See? Hawaii. That was his favorite vacation place. And he was there. He was in Hawaii filming his Hawaii movies around 1961 when stupid Obama was either birthed or supposedly birthed. And I mean, when he was conceived and when he was born, I think. Okay. But anyway, Elvis's favorite vacation place is Hawaii. Okay. And why is this so important, the Hawaii? Who was the first king of Hawaii? Listen. They're not saying
Kamehameha I.
Kamehameha.
Also known as Kamehameha.
When is King Kamehameha Day celebrated in Hawaii?
He unified the islands into...
But
King Kamehameha Day is celebrated every year in Hawaii on June 11th.
See,
it's
June 11th.
Holiday that...
And by the way, folks, you're seeing everything backwards when I show it like this. This is my right hand. So when you see me writing, I'm writing right-handed. It's backwards, the phone. Something's wrong with it. YouTube's messing with me. But anyway, King Kamehameha Day is June 11th in Hawaii. And if there's a June 11th connection with Hawaii, you know the August 4th is connected to Hawaii. That's what Obama's there for. When was Obama born in Hawaii?
Barack Obama was born in Honolulu, Hawaii on August 4th, 1961.
August 4th, 8-4 in Honolulu, Hawaii. And Honolulu, Hawaii's initials are 88. And I told you, what did I tell you is going to happen? Trump's going to get his head one on 8-4, open his eyes 4 days later on 8-8. HH, Honolulu, Hawaii. Trump equals 88. Right? And he's going to get his head one on Obama's birthday, August 4th. Trump's born in Honolulu, Obama's born in Honolulu, Hawaii, HH 88. And what is the area code? What is the area code for Hawaii?
The area code for Hawaii, 808, covering all the islands, including cities like Honolulu.
Where's the 808 area code?
While area codes are planned.
Stupid Google.
The 808 area code covers the entire state of Hawaii.
There you go. So 808. I told you Trump's going to wake up on 808. Trump's going to get his head run on 804, come back on 88. 808, same thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, how many connections do you need? And what was his birthplace? Look at this. Look at this. What am I trying to say? Hold on, my brain just went blank. His birth certificate. Obama's birth certificate. Look at this.
To address false claim.
And you know that Trump is all about Obama's birth certificate, right? Do you understand? Because that's the day Trump gets his head one. That's why he's obsessed with that date. Okay? And look at what was on the top of Obama's birth certificate. First of all, there's an 8-8 on here. You know, it says date of signature, but his birth date was 8-4. You know, see right there, 8-4. You know, Obama. Oops. Why is it doing that? Oh my goodness. Hold on, folks. I'm about ready to lose it. Look what the birth certificate number is. Look what it starts with, will you? 6-1, and then it has a 1. And then, you know, Trump's born on 6-14. You have 1-4-6 backwards right there. But look, it's got a 6-1-1 with a crown. And then you have a 6. Imagine if this was a 1-4. So it'd be 6-11 and Trump's birthday, and you have 8-4 and 8-8 on here. Literally every single piece of the puzzle. Okay? And you know that this hospital where he was born at, Capelluno Maternity and Gynecology Hospital, whatever the heck. Look at this. When was the hospital where Obama was born opened?
Barack Obama was born at Kapiolani Maternity and Gynecological Hospital, which opened on June 14, 1890.
Can you believe this?
To a new building in 1929, and that's where Obama was born.
That's Trump's birthday. That's when that hospital was born that Obama was born at. And look, for the people who know my videos, you know I tell you that Elvis is born on 1-8 and he needed that 9. See it? You see how ridiculous these connections are? All these connections. You see how crazy it is? Anyway, it's all right there, people. They're telling you to your face what's coming. Anyway, lastly, there's the last 5 cards here. 6 cards. But 2 of them are the same, but watch. We're almost done. Make sure you guys thumb up this video and make sure you comment under the video after it's loaded. Make sure you comment under it. Make sure you comment about something you saw in the video. Don't just put hello, you know, or you're going to get banned. All right? Yeah. Make sure you put what you saw in the video, whether you liked it or not, or whether you found something interesting. But don't just put hello. All right? Now, let me show this real quick. So remember I told you that Elvis was a twin at birth, identical twin, right? And his twin was either sacrificed or at birth, or they say he died, that's whatever, or maybe he lives and we just don't know, right? But and no, I don't think Trump is Elvis. There's some people who have stolen all my my information. But the one thing that I don't say that these people have stolen from me is that they say that Elvis is Trump. No, Elvis is not Trump, okay? But Elvis is going to enter Trump, just like Satan entered Judas. But that's not going to happen until Trump gets his head wound on August 4th. But definitely Trump is the replacement twin for the twin that supposedly was sacrificed. Okay? Now, so the word twin equals 66. All right, pay attention. The word twin equals 66. And from Elvis's birthday to the day the Twin Towers fell was 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. Do you see that? So the word twin equals 66. In between Elvis's birthday and 9/11, I mean, from the moment they were born, from the twins were born, the identical twins, to 9/11 when the Twin Towers collapsed, 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. And I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on 8/4, you know? And you know, what's in between 66 and 84 is 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, get it? But 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. And twin equals 66. Trump is the replacement twin who's going to get his head wound on 8-4. Now, why am I showing you this? Because look at this. So Trump, who lives in Florida, look at this. Trump lives in Florida. New York is where he was born. And Texas is where JFK was taken out. I thought this was interesting that if you look at the alphabetically, it's 6684. See that? So here's another connection right there, you know, because, you know, JFK was taken out in Texas, you know. So that's, I don't know, I just threw that in there. But here's the last part here. No big deal there. So remember I told you that Elvis, he died in Tennessee, born in Mississippi, and the state number alphabetically for those two states are 42 and 24. You add everything up, you get 36 and 66. And 1 through 36 is 666. So it's all connected, right? And you have the W is the 3, which is the crown on top of the 666. Now, look at those numbers right here for Tennessee and Mississippi, the 16th and 20th state. By the way, I have a whole thing on that. I'm not going to get into that, but you know, the first two presidents that were killed were the 16th and the 20th. But like I said, it's all for Elvis, everything. Now, Tennessee is the 16th state, Mississippi is the 20th state. 162 216. Okay? Just like the Elvis Super Bowl halftime show. The score was 20, the whole score of the game, the year Elvis halftime show, 1989, the same year the Space Needle prank happened, collapse of the Space Needle. That same year, the Super Bowl score was 20-16. And there was an Elvis impersonator halftime show. But anyway, so you have the 162 216 with a crown. What is that? That is exactly where I just told you that the 20th state and the 16th state, right, is 216 or 162 for Elvis's birthplace and his death place with a crown. And just like when they were born, the twins, Elvis and Jesse, they were both born on 1/8, and backwards. Not backwards, but if you write the date backwards like they do in the UK, it's 8181 would make 16-2. So you get 216 and 16-2. That's August 4th and June 11th. See what I mean? On their birth, okay, of the identical twins. Okay, listen, man, I know this is difficult to, it's too much for your brain now, but I got to finish it with this. All right, I was just showing you the 1/8 connections. There was two of them born on 1/8. Look at this. Did you know that Louisiana is the 18th state? That's the only state alphabetically being exactly the same as the state number. It's the only state. So you're telling me the only state that alphabetically was the same was the 18, connecting to how Elvis was born on 1/8? Are you guys getting what I'm showing here before I finish this video? Okay, are you getting it? Do you understand how significant this is? Because there was two of them born on 1/8. Do you understand? Okay, I just want to make sure you guys understand the significance of this. Before I finish this video. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I guess nobody's answering. Anyway, so there's the last thing I'm going to show right here. This is it. So just to prove to you that this is not a coincidence, just to prove that this is not a coincidence, what about this? So Elvis is born on 1/8. So the first state, Delaware, is the 8th state alphabetically. I mean, come on, man. Look at it, will you? So you think that's a coincidence too? That the first state is the 8th state Elvis's birthday, and then the 18th state is 18th alphabetically. I mean, come on, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They even named the places to match the numerical time of it, you know, of when they made them the certain states, you know. And are we still buffering? Let me know, because I got to end this video. Are we still buffering? Quick, tell me. Are we buffering? Are we back? I got to end this video. Are we back? Oh, we're back. All right. Listen. So Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, right? In the 17th state. Do you know that there's a discrepancy with Ohio? They're saying that Ohio should have been really the 48th state because it wasn't all the way processed for it to be the 17th state at the time. It didn't get properly processed till years later when it should have been the 48th state. And guess what the 48th state is? Arizona. So wait. So they're saying Ohio should have been, because of it didn't get properly processed at the time, instead of being the 17th, it should have been the 48th. Get it? Trump's gonna get his head on 8-4, 4-8. And guess Arizona. Arizona equals 84 in gematria. Do you see what I mean? 84 Arizona, the 48th state. Okay? And if I'm not mistaken, the word Godfather equals 84, 48. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember now, but you can check it yourself. But do you see that? What I'm trying to say is even even when it's a discrepancy in it, it's connected to each other, you know? All right, folks. All right, any last words before I end this chat? Anyone have any questions before I end this chat? Anyone who came in late, you gotta watch from the beginning. Okay, you have to watch from the beginning. Okay? Anyone get in late, you gotta watch from the beginning. Yeah, I don't know what the reason was for the processing about the Ohio, but if you read it, you look it up, you'll see what the reason is. Folks, there's connections I left out. Obviously, I made this video way too long as it is, but I had to do that. There was just too much to show. Man, imagine how difficult it is to explain, folks. You know what I mean? Just if you just took the time to understand the explanation of it alone, how hard it is, man. Anyway, folks, make sure you thumb up the video before you go, and make sure you comment under the video after it's processed. All right, come back and thumb it up, and also make a comment underneath the video. Okay. Jesus is God. I'll see you guys. Maybe I'll come back later tonight with another, just fellowship live stream in like 3 hours or 4 hours. Okay. But for right now, just do what I tell you guys. Make sure you comment under the video and thumb up the video. All right. God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End of video.